Hey, it's Binkley. I'm here in San Francisco, and we're here at Alternative Press Expo, aka APE. It's a smaller expo started by the Comic-Con people to feature a lot of the smaller comics and stuff that you might get lost in the shuffle during Comic-Con. So let's check it out. I'm here with
Tyler Ortman of No Starch Press.
Okay, and so they have a really interesting product. They're basically manga guides for different subjects. If you can get a shot of all these cool nerdy subjects that everyone loves. So can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Sure. The original publisher is based in Tokyo. Their name is Omsha. We are translating and rewriting in some cases the works for an English language market. And the series is a bestseller in Japan. We just released them this year in the States, and they're doing well.
So, what age group are these meant for? Are they meant for high school students or what?
There's no strict age-appropriate reader. I'd say they'd be appropriate for a precocious teenager or, a remedial college student.
So what can we look forward to in the future from these guides?
So the upcoming titles that we're hoping to get out for the next school year are the manga guide to the universe, the manga guide to relativity, the manga guide to linear algebra, and the manga guide to biochemistry.
So which of those do you think is your favorite?
Of them, well, I'd have to say the manga guide to biochemistry because it has giant robotic cats.
And I'm here with
Dylan McConus.
And what comic do you do?
I've done two comics. One is called Bite Me and one is called Family Man.
So what are each of them about?
Bite Me is what happens when you combine all of the French Revolution jokes you can make along with all of the vampire jokes you can make.
And are these vampires like Twilight vampires or cool vampires?
They're not Twilight vampires. There's zero sparkling, no sparkling.
Okay, that's very important.
Yeah.
And what is Family Man about?
Family Man is about a young philosophy student who gets kicked out of school and winds up taking a job in the middle of nowhere and meeting a hot female librarian. There might be werewolves at some point.
So what gave you the inspiration for each of these comics? Do you have a background in history or philosophy, or did you just decide this is what I'm going to do?
I do have a background in history and philosophy. I went to college for literature and history. But Bite Me happened mostly because I had to read Tale of Two Cities in high school and thought it was a ridiculous book. And I read Interview with the Vampire at the same time and felt the two should be combined. But yeah, I do like history in general.
What makes you think Tale of Two Cities is a ridiculous story, besides the fact that there's clones running around and it's like a sci-fi novel almost, in that regard?
My favorite example of why Tale of Two Cities is a terrible book is the fact that Charles Dickens introduces a child character. A child is born to the heroine, and then he becomes sick and dies within the course of 3 paragraphs to evoke more pathos. And as the child is lying on his deathbed, he says of the anti-hero of the story, "Poor, poor Cotton, do take care of him, Mummy," and then promptly dies. Just like the most efficient Victorian child killing ever.
So I'm guessing you don't really like Twilight, considering that you have stickers here that say real vampires don't freaking sparkle. What don't you like about Twilight? Do you not like the movies, the books, the whole fandom, or what?
I can't make it through the books. I've tried. I watched the movie thinking that it would be fun to watch a bad vampire movie, and I just ended up wanting to stab my eyes out. The gender politics of Twilight kind of annoy me, as does the fact that the vampires just aren't interesting. They're basically perfect. They sparkle and nothing kills them.
And so now that we're here in San Francisco, just want to know, who's your favorite historical figure? And you can't say Emperor Norton because everyone always says Emperor Norton.
It's so easy. He was so nice. I'm going to go with Big Bertha. I learned about Big Bertha only last night from my thematic San Francisco hotel room. She was a con artist back in the turn of the century, I think, who came into town claiming to be a billionaire heiress, and she made her suitors put in down payments of several $1,000 to be considered for her hand in marriage. Obviously nobody ever got their deposits back, and she rode on this wave of fame that she had as a con artist and developed her own vaudeville revue, and she was famous for being a terrible actress, a terrible singer, and a terrible dancer, and an awful memoirist, and everybody loved her horribleness so much that she became a beloved figure in San Francisco.
That's like the original Nigerian email scam, sort of?
Yeah, no, exactly, only with boobs also.
That makes it better.
Yeah.
So before we go, is there anything else you want to plug?
Everybody come to the Stumptown Comics Fest in Portland, Oregon, April 24 and 25.
No sales tax in Oregon, I hear? Okay.
Zero.
All right, thank you very much. I'm here with
Kate Beaton.
and she's actually one of my favorite webcomic artists, and she does.
Oh, Hark a Vagrant.
So for those who don't know, what is Hark a Vagrant about?
It's mostly historical comics and, picking humor out of history.
So why did you decide to do a comic about history?
I've been doing them for a long time. I did them when I was in university for history, for the university newspaper.
So you're Canadian, right?
Yes, I am.
Won't hold that against you. I just want to know, do you think that Canadians know more about Canadian history than Americans know about American history?
I think we probably know about the same, but Canadians think that their history is boring because yours is so flashy. We don't have as many wars.
Where did you get the idea to have Napoleon eat cookies?
Oh, that came about because
The little photo prints.
I got a comment about how smart some of the comics were, and I thought that it was a little over the top in its praise, and so I made one where Napoleon ate cookies, and it wasn't smart at all.
If I'm not mistaken, that's not anachronistic, right? He could have eaten cookies because he's like from the 19th century, and cookies have been around for a while, right?
He might have eaten some bonbons and some biscuits, but I don't know if he sat on the floor and cried while he ate them.
Yeah, that's probably true. You seem to have a lot of comics that deal with Pride and Prejudice. I'm just curious, is that just a book you really like, or a movie you like, or something?
Oh, I don't know. I always find Jane Austen mania really funny. The sort of manic fandom that surrounds Pride and Prejudice, and I read it. I liked it when I was a teenager, and it's a good book. But there's just a lot of really good material there to pick on, I think.
So, would you say that Jane Austen mania is like almost Twilight level mania, or not quite yet?
Oh. It's long lasted Twilight mania, or sort of. It's been there longer. It'll be there after Twilight mania goes away.
For an illiterate person like me, can you summarize Pride and Prejudice in like a couple sentences? I have no idea what it's about. I just read your comics.
Elizabeth loves Darcy. Darcy loves Elizabeth, but they don't figure it out until the end.
So it's like a romantic comedy, right?
Yep.
If we resurrected Jane Austen and the Bronte sisters and we sent them to Hollywood to develop scripts, who do you think would like get a movie made, and what would the movie be about?
Oh God. Well, there have been movies made of both, and I think the Jane Austen ones have generally been more successful. But I think that the Bronte sisters would make some intense art house movies.
If the Pride and Prejudice zombies fought the Twilight vampires, who do you think would win?
Oh, I don't even. I've gotten so many emails of the Pride and Prejudice zombies, I never want to read it.
You feel that that's sort of like a perversion of the original text, and that's why?
No, I don't know. It's because they're taking it too far. They have Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters now, and Pride and Predator, and all these. There's a lack of originality after a while. So I'll just say Twilight vampires just to spite the other people.
I actually think the vampires would win because zombies are sort of stupid. So is there any thing that you would like Americans to know about their neighbors to the north? Because I'm an American. I'm going to be honest. I'm pretty ignorant, but I like to think I want to learn.
We're not America's hat. You're our underpants.
All right, that's good. For you guys who don't know, I'm actually a resident of the Bay Area. I used to say hello a lot, but they beat it out of me at UCLA. So on behalf of the residents of the Bay Area and people who actually paid attention in history class during high school and college, I'd like to present you with a gift. So I have here rice-a-roni. It's the San Franciscan treat. That's what they tell me.
Is it?
Yes. And I also have, is it Ghirardelli or Ghirardelli? It's Ghirardelli. I have some Ghirardelli chocolates for Kate.
Whoa.
That's probably much more awesome than the rice-a-roni.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's pretty much the end of the day here for us. It was a smaller con, and I just wanted to get those interviews in because I like their comics. This is Binkley for Alternative Press Expo, pretty much signing off. Follow us on iTunes, comment on the YouTube channel, Facebook fan page, blah blah blah, Twitter, blah blah blah. I'd like to give special thanks to Dylan and Kate Beaton. Kate Beaton's totally moving up my internet girlfriend list. I think she's knocked off Felicia Day, and yeah, pretty much #1 right now. But you never know with Emma Stone and Olivia Munn and other people.